The world online is very noisy, and that's a problem because in a very, very noisy world, it's very hard to be heard. It's very hard to be seen, and it's very hard to be noticed. And that makes it very hard to be chosen, and it makes it very hard to connect with people. So what can we do about this? Well, a lot of people's solutions is things like social media planners and content calendars and hacks. But that just leads to lots of posts about International Donut Day or May the 4th be with you posts on May the 4th, Star Wars Day. And that's not going to help you stand out. More of the same doesn't help you stand out. More shouting doesn't help you stand out. So I've spent a lot of time thinking about, well, what can we bring to this space that really allows a genuine content strategy that will connect with people in the right way, and most importantly, connect with the people for whom it matters that you connect. And there's a couple of podcast guests have really stood out for me on this, and what struck me was by combining these two approaches of these two people, you potentially have both the map and the compass to great content marketing. And I want to walk you through the map and the compass, and hopefully this will provide one strategy, not the strategy, but certainly one important strategy that you could bring to bear in your own content marketing. So the first guest, it was a chap called Pascal Fantoni, a very recent podcast episode. And Pascal spoke about the 3 qualities of standout content marketers. Now, for me, Pascal's 3 qualities, they really provide the map to great content. And the first quality is curiosity, to be curious, to explore your profession, the challenges, whatever it is you're into, to be an explorer, to demonstrate and share your curiosity. And that might be through interviews, that might be through research, that might be through case studies, but really being curious on the one hand and sharing that curiosity. The second quality was helpfulness, to be helpful. And that's taking what you know, creating content that helps others, to be a guide, to be a curator, to be a mentor. This really is being a friend, a companion, a wayfinder for those who aren't as far along the road as you are. And the third quality of a great content marketer was presence. And by presence, what he meant was to actually be engaged in communities online that are interested in similar things, to ask questions, to be present on Facebook, on LinkedIn, in your community. Now, this makes perfect sense until you try and remember a lot of us are active on lots of different social media platforms, and you can't be fully present on every platform. You may not be present on any of them, to be fair. But if you're trying to be present on all social media platforms, you're going to really struggle. So pick a few and then be properly present. Spend quality time on those platforms. So those are the 3 qualities of great content marketing. And the compass was really provided by a guy called Mike Kim. And Mike spoke about the 3 rings of personal branding. Now, I'm paraphrasing what Mike spoke about, but this is really what I took away from it. What I'd like you to imagine is 3 rings of a Venn diagram, 3 intersecting circles. And in the first circle, we're going to put whatever it is that makes you angry about your industry, about how other people serve your potential customers, how they don't serve your potential customers, mistakes that people regularly make on their own. You know what makes you angry about your industry. And then in the second ring, we're going to put what breaks your heart. Who do you wish you could help? How do you wish things were done? Who really needs what you have? Again, in your industry, you know what breaks your heart. And again, this is intentionally extreme for a very good reason. And then in the third ring, we're going to put what problems do you solve? What are the issues that people have that you fix? And where these 3 rings intersect, that's where we'll find your superpower. It's where we'll find that which becomes the beacon that really draws people to you. Now, these 2 maps, they've got potential to seem quite polarizing because you're bringing potentially quite extreme attitudes to some elements of what you're talking about, and that's quite intentional. I'm not suggesting you go out to specifically polarize an audience, but as one of my mentors says, Chris Ducker, it's really important that you market like a magnet to attract the best, but actively repel the rest. If you're not actively repelling certain people, you're not going to actively engage others. If you really want a strong reaction from people, it's going to happen in a both negative and a positive way. The 3 qualities as the map, the 3 rings as a compass, allows you to really look at, well, how can we create content that's going to genuinely engage, that's going to genuinely reach out and cut through the noise? And that's very, very important. You may look at these 3 rings and think, well, this sounds very time consuming. Well, there is a complete contrast between time wasted, which is how most people approach content marketing, and time properly invested, which is how I would like to see you doing it. There is also the argument that, well, we could just delegate all of this, and sure, you can, but it won't be effective. There's a guy called Gary Vaynerchuk who wrote that every business should be 80%, whatever it is they do for money, but they should also be 20% media company. And agencies would love you to just delegate that 20% to them and pay them for it. But the truth is, it doesn't work very well because they are not on this content journey. They don't have your map and they don't have your compass. You can't fake it. And if you do properly engage in this 20%, again, your content will shine like a beacon, properly engaging with this ideal audience. But you can then use other parties, agencies to amplify that 20%. Not delegate it, but make it bigger, make it stronger, make it reach further. So that's what I really wanted to talk about today. You'll find a much longer blog post about this on my website. There's also a podcast episode where I go in depth on these things. And I hope that's helpful. If you like this video, then I would love for you to click the like button down below. I would also love for you to subscribe if you enjoyed this video and you want to see new ones. If you want to be alerted when I put new videos onto YouTube, as well as subscribing, you can hit the bell and you'll get notifications. And if you have questions, comments, then please stick them below this video in the comments section and we can continue the conversation there. Thank you.